Special thanks to the K Family Foundation, lead underwriters for MOSAIC. Hello, my name is Barbara Kay, and on behalf of the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County, I'd like to welcome you to our program MOSAIC. We're on location today at the Ross Jewish Community Center of the Greater Palm Beaches. We're in for a very interesting experience, so stay with us. We'll be back right after this brief message. Welcome back to MOSAIC, and welcome back to you, Michelle Wash-Lobovitz, the director of this remarkable Jewish Community Center of the Greater Palm Beaches. You are really amazing. And you, Michael Falk, you are the fundraising chair, I understand, for this whole establishment, which is a hefty job. First of all, let's explain to our viewers what a JCC is. What's the mission of a JCC?
So the mission of the Jewish Community Center is to provide the highest quality programs that will connect people to Jewish life. And we do that, we have 5 priorities, and all of our programs that we have here at the JCC and the JCC in Palm Beach Gardens are connected to these priorities. So healthy living is a priority, connecting people to Israel is a priority, connecting people to Jewish life, families to Jewish life is a priority, and reaching out to the broader community to make the world a better place. And all of the programs that we do, we look at what our priorities are and we try to make sure that this is what we're doing. So if you look downstairs, you'll see the people in the gym or the young women in the spin class. That's about our healthy living priority. Connecting the community to a broader place is about the food program that we have here every week. We collect food and we deliver it to 3 places. We deliver it to the Boynton Beach Caring Kitchen and to the Jewish Family Services community kitchen, that the community pantry that they have. And we really try hard to create programs that are around Jewish values, even though they may not necessarily be Jewish education. Although we do have an excellent after-school program here that is focused both on recreation and on providing informal Jewish experiences for both children and families.
Wow, I have to tell you, I read your booklet with all your programs in it. I really don't know how you do it. First, I think it's good for our viewers to understand that when I talk about the JCC of the Greater Palm Beaches, we're at the Ross Jewish Community Center, and north is the Gene Levy Jewish campus, on which the Jewish Community Center is up there as well. Well, but we're moving.
Right, so we're moving. And
okay.
Right, it's a very exciting...
Now explain, let's just explain something that, you know, Palm Beach County is the largest geographic county east of the Mississippi. I mean, it goes all the way north and south through Boca Raton. So you have a huge expanse of people, populations to encompass in your JCC. Right. One of the reasons that you started this JCC down here was because of the population that exists and needed something like this. But now you are changing and moving north to the other end of the universe, let's say.
I'm going to let Michael talk about
the project. I want him to talk about it.
But I just want to say what's really interesting is that there are 55,000 Jews within 6 miles of the Ross Jewish Community Center in Boynton Beach.
55,000?
Jews.
Really?
Within 6 miles.
Wow.
We have the best targeted population. Unfortunately, on the Gene Levy campus, the Jews started moving away in the middle of the 2000s, and so we find that the Jewish community now is really moving to Palm Beach Gardens, and we have a very small 5,500 square foot facility in Palm Beach Gardens that we're bursting at the seams. We have 250 kids in our summer camp at a rental facility. We have a number of adult programs that we're doing every single day that are either Jewish or not Jewish. You know, there could be anything from bridge, but up in Palm Beach Gardens, people are coming to get to know each other. It's really a bridge for people to come out of their gated community and come to the J. But we're going to be replicating this facility in Palm Beach Gardens on Hood Road. So I would really, Michael will be able to talk to us about
Michael
that.
was talking to me earlier about his connection to the JCC in general. Would you care to share it with our viewers?
Sure. It's one of the reasons why I feel so strongly about being involved with this organization. From childhood in El Paso, Texas, I was a member of a JCC and a country club, attended both, because one you go to for one reason, and the other you go to be with your Jewish family. And then when I went on to New Jersey and got married and had kids, we were at the Y, which is the Jewish Y in Washington Township, where I actually knew the current president of the JCC down here. And then moved to South Florida some 12, 13 years ago, where our first introduction to the community was the JCC. And from there, my daughter moved on to Meyer, and my kids went to the JCC preschool. And the foundation of the children that they met and the people that we met has grown tremendously. And it's created a network and a socialization that has been phenomenal for my children. They're in the right environment, they're in the right location with the right friends, and we've made some dear friends over the years.
Yeah. Well, as a volunteer, you have a big job, though. Now that you're moving the campus, you have to raise funds for this new building and this whole new environment that you're developing. What's the response from the community? Are they coming forth?
They are coming forth, and it has been phenomenal. And of course, you know, the Mandel Foundation made the primary contribution, and to get this started, it will be the Mandel JCC in the north. And what we have found is that people want to be part of something big. You know, when you have a...
How about something successful, too?
And something successful, and something successful. And when you look at your home and you buy a piece of art, you put it on the wall and you expect to see it there forever, and it's to be handed down through your generations. That's how I view the Capital Campaign Program to the JCC North. You're making an investment in something that's going to be on that horizon for years and years to come. And it'll be like that piece of art that you can be proud of, and you could say, I did that, I helped create that.
Yeah, that's a wonderful attitude. You know, it's interesting when you mention that it's a gateway to the Jewish community. When somebody comes here from New York, from California, and they come in and they don't know anybody, they don't know anything about what's happening, it's a non-threatening way to enter into the Jewish world here.
You know, it's that your comment about non-threatening is probably one of the most important objectives that we have. We are really focusing all of our programming on being warm and welcoming and having people come and explore what it means to be Jewish in any way that they choose. So if their way to be Jewish is through working out, great. It's the preschool, terrific. We just want you to come and experience it and find out for yourself. If you're there and you want to do more or be more invested, we'll provide a continuum of programming that can really engage people in the community as they wish.
You know, something's interesting. This, the Ross Jewish community, where we're taping here today, is having a B'nai Mitzvah. It's 13 years in existence. Can you imagine?
It's amazing.
And there was reluctance to start it here initially. I remember that. You know, and it's bursting.
It went from, it's somewhere in Boynton to being our signature facility.
Yeah.
It's, you know, we are bursting at the seams every day. We have 500 adults in our adult continuing
education program. We're going to hear about that
program.
in a few minutes. Yeah.
We have 248 kids in our preschool. We have 75 kids in our after-school program. It's just, you can't walk through the halls here. It's just terrific.
Well, today you have some special event taking place. When I walk through this Grandparents' Day, it's amazing, just amazing. I tell you should feel so proud. I think everybody watching this program should get one of these brochures, because the demographics that it covers is from the young all the way up to major senior citizens. I mean, you have everything covered in this JCC. It's amazing to me.
And we have a great website, jcconline.com.
Okay, so everybody listen.
You can find our catalog on the website as well.
All right, explain about the grandparents' experience that they're having today.
So every Friday we have Shabbat at the JCC, and we have the kids come to the social hall. They all come together, and we have singing and challah and music and dancing, and believe me, every Friday I try to go to Shabbat because it reminds me about why I do what I do. I love to see the kids at Shabbat. But once a year, we invite the children's grandparents to come.
Oh, neat.
And so we have so many it's amazing how many people actually do live here generation to generation in Boynton Beach. So we have so many grandparents that come that over the years we've had to create 3 programs, one for the littlest children and then one for the 2s and 3s and then one for our pre-K, because so many grandparents have now moved here or live here with their children, and they come and they celebrate Shabbat with their kids and their grandchildren.
I have to tell you, the 2 of you are doing a remarkable job. We're going to speak to some of the other people that are involved in the success of this remarkable JCC. I thank you, Michelle, and I wish you lots of luck.
Lovely to see
and
you.
you're going to do a great job, I know it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for seeing us.
By the way, I'm going to have my wonderful opportunity for our viewers. They're going to see a terrific video that you brought, and I thank you for that. Let's watch.
I love my JCC.
I love my JCC.
I love my JCC.
The preschool Shabbat creates, for me, the reason that I come to work every day.
Boys and girls, will you lead us in the blessing over the bread?
The fact that they are singing about being Jewish and having fun and creating a wonderful time for themselves and for their parents and for their grandparents makes me feel like, oh my God, this is really why we do what we do. Our JCC appeals to everybody, from the youngest person, 6 months old, to the moms that are spinning, and to the senior adults and the active adults who are coming to take part in our educational opportunities, both to learn about Jewish life and for things that are important to them and interesting to them.
I never had the privilege of going to college. Wanted it, but couldn't go. This is my college.
I come and I learn. I come and I listen. I come and interact with the people there.
The JCC is a place that can provide a warm, welcoming environment for Jewish families of all ages to make connections with each other and provide support systems.
The JCC, to me, represents the foundation of our youth. It is the basis by which they go forward. It is the basis by which they make their friends.
I love Camp Shalom. I love my friends. I love the counselors.
Everything we do there, we just love, and it makes it so much easier and more fun to be Jewish all the time.
We're also really excited to be able to recreate some of the wonderful things that we're doing in Boynton in Palm Beach Gardens when we build our new JCC there. We know that when we have a facility, people who are as yet unaffiliated with Jewish life will have an opportunity to come and create a life of meaning and purpose for themselves. We're very much looking forward to having this new place and a new locus for Jewish life to serve the Jewish community in Palm Beach Gardens.
I love
My JCC.
My JCC.
my JCC.
I love my JCC.
I love my JCC.
I love my JCC.
I love you, my JCC. That was great. Thank you. We'll be back with the remainder of our program right after this brief message.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around. And do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now. And I will give the world to you.
Welcome back to Mosaic, and welcome to you, Alec. It was a pleasure to see you.
Same here. Nice to meet you.
You are the director of what they call the ACE program.
Yes.
All right, explain what ACE means and what the program is about.
Okay, the program is a lifelong learning center, an adult education program, which we coined the term ACE, which fits the name the Academy of Continuing Education, thus the letters ACE. That's our shortcut so people identify with it. It's basically a program where our members and guests can come in and take lectures, classes, special events of all kinds. We have subject matter that leads from art, music, politics, Judaica and Israel, personal growth and health and wellness, a variety of topics.
It's amazing. You know, I was looking through your brochure. I can't imagine how you find enough instructors to handle the remarkable courses you offer.
We've had a large amount of growth in the availability of instructors, and by the way, they all volunteer their time.
That's what I heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have to thank them publicly every time we see them, because at this point in our growth, people are basically coming to us through word of mouth and recommendations. In the past, we advertised in the Jewish Journal and a few other publications, but now it's just growing, and people want to be a part of it because it's one of the finest education programs in South Florida.
Do you want to know something? You are to be commended because you really initiated this program here. And you're right, it has become an enormously successful situation. It's amazing to me.
Thank
what
you.
did you say? You had 500 people in it?
We from the start, which we began in January of 2010, we are in our third year. We started with 0 members. We actually have had over 750 sign up, but
Wow.
the 500 are active.
Active.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You do some other things too. You also have some sort of cultural trips that you've developed?
We do trips, local trips, and we do put people on, longer trips, overnights. And we are adding to our program this year the Live from the 92nd Street Y satellite programs, which take place in the evening. So that's a new thing that people love, because our first guest recently was Mandy Patinkin, and our next is Gloria Steinem. And we're going to have Madeline Albright and Sandra De Ocana and Shimon Perez as well.
Wow. Well, what do? You develop the concept for the courses, or?
It's very simple. My role is basically the director. I will find the people who want to teach, interview them, and work with them on developing a course that fits our needs within the program. And the people who I've met are very, very interesting. I tell people that each story that a person comes in with is more interesting than the previous one. And there's some fantastic people.
You're talking about the
instructors. Yeah.
Well, these are retired. You have a big group of retired people who were professionals in their other life. This gives them another opportunity to share their talents,
Lawyers, doctors, authors.
It's
in addition to that, we have some people who are currently within the community who want to volunteer their time as well, who are actually working professionals now.
And what do? They come at night here?
The classes take place in the afternoon. There are 2 classes a day, 12:30 and 2 o'clock. And our members have a wonderful opportunity because they're able to choose the class that they want to come to rather than pre-register. So they take a look at the catalog, they look at the grid that we've set up and say, oh, it's Tuesday, at 12:30 I'm going to take this class, and at 2 o'clock I'm going to take this class. So they have a wonderful opportunity.
There's no pass. Is it pass-fail?
There are no grades, no homework. No homework.
Oh, it sounds neat.
And the funny thing is, we're as we go into our third year, some of our members, our senior members, are saying things like, I'm a junior now. So I said, next year you can come to the prom before graduation.
I think it's wonderful. You're doing a remarkable job.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for sharing that with us. So basically, all they have to do is to call the JCC, and the number will be at the bottom of the screen, hopefully.
Yes, okay.
And register for a class.
That's it. And we invite everybody to come and be a guest and join us and become a member.
Terrific. Thank you for sharing it.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Shayna Rappaport, welcome to Mosaic.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You are a volunteer, you're a member of the board, and you're in charge of the operations at the Ross here.
That's right.
Which is a big, big job.
Yes.
We were focused on the experiences for adults, and we handled the adult demographic pretty much with Alec and the half of the program before. I would love you to talk about the availability of opportunities for young children here. There's a camp, there's special needs, etc. Would you explain about it?
Sure, absolutely. There is an unbelievable preschool that my own children all went through. I started here with my now 12-year-old daughter, who's working on her bat mitzvah, as a Mommy and Me program when she was 15 months, and I just never left. They've gone to camp here. My sons are just enmeshed in the camp program. They love it, love it, love it.
Camp Shalom.
Camp Shalom, Camp Shalom and the sports camp. And they also came up all through preschool, had fantastic teachers, really have given us as parents an opportunity to be involved in our child's education and their Jewish upbringing. And also we have an unbelievable special needs program here, which is very near and dear to my heart because I had a special needs child myself. And there's a lot of opportunities for special needs kids here, and I think that the JCC provides them with a safe, fun environment to play in.
You know, I was going to ask you, one of the questions I always ask a volunteer, particularly someone who takes an enormous job like you have, what was your motivation? It's obvious that you have a personal involvement here in a very big way.
Right. Well, my husband and I have always been involved in Jewish causes. We actually met through BBYO in high school, and we were both very active. So it was natural for us to be a part of our JCC, and Judaism is important to teach our children. So it sort of was like a natural development, I guess. They asked me, and I said yes. I'm I guess a kind of a doer, and I believe in the cause, and I really just I want to make it a better place.
Oh, that's what our mandate is, to make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
Listen, you have a special story, which I hope you share with our viewers. You plus the JCC developed and funded Jacobs Park. Would you share what Jacobs Park is and why you were so intimately involved with it?
Sure. Jacobs Park is an accessible playground named after my son, who had spinal muscular atrophy, and he died when he was 9 months old, about 9 years ago. When Jacob was born, we didn't know anything was wrong with him, and my daughter was currently enrolled in preschool here, and he was just anything that we needed, the JCC would provide for us. If I needed extra daycare for our daughter,
really?
Yes, they actually made every Shabbat they collect tzedakah, and the kids bring in coins. And the very first donation made in Jacob's name was in fact from the JCC to the national organization. And so they just always have supported us. After Jacob passed away, the outpouring of love and support for our family has been immense. And so we always had this idea in the back of our head that we wanted to help kids that would need a special needs playground. It also was important to us to enable a child with special needs to play alongside able-bodied children. Had Jacob survived, he would have had severe physical limitations. And we wanted to create a place that he could have played alongside his living siblings. So Jacobs Park became that. And we raised a lot of money to find a cure, and I was a little bit hesitant to invest so much money in a playground, but we wanted to service the children who are waiting for a cure. And we also often brought our daughter to the cemetery after Jacob passed away, and we called the cemetery Jacobs Park. And just to kind of soften it, she was 3 years old. And we said, Jacobs Park. And my husband said to me one day, well, what if Jacobs Park was a living memorial, a moving thing where we could hear children's laughter and see them running and wheeling up and down accessible ramps alongside one another. And I was like, wow, we have to do it. And then to put it at the JCC was a natural choice. We feel like Jacob would have gone to school here. It's sad for me that I no longer have a child in preschool here. This is the first year that all of my children are too old to come here, but now it's kind of like Jacob gets to stay forever because he's there. And another little story, if we have time to tell it, is before we knew what was wrong with Jacob, I saw a flyer, and it was advertising the special needs camp at the JCC. And we knew something was wrong, but he didn't have a diagnosis yet. And I was like, oh, I hope that my child doesn't need that. No parent wants to have to go down that path. And then when we found out his diagnosis, I only wished that would have been the situation. And so it's interesting what your idea of kind of what you wish for changes, but that also, we wanted it to be a place that serviced special needs kids.
You know something, that story is beautiful, and you did a wonderful thing, and it will be there forever. Now, there's some wonderful programs going on downstairs. There's Grandparents' Day. Come on, let's go down and see what's going on, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, this is wonderful. What a wonderful experience. Tell me why you're here.
Well, this is the JCC Grandparents' Day, and this is our second time being here for Ashley.
Ashley is a little bit shy.
Ashley is very shy, but we have a wonderful time. They did a Shabbat program. They lit the candles, the blessing. The kids sang some songs. It's wonderful. Now we're going to go into the classroom.
We're going to follow you, but I want to ask the grandfather what he felt. How did you enjoy it?
It was very nice. We were here for Ashley and for our younger grandson.
Oh, wonderful.
The class before.
Tell me, do you come to the other activities here with the...
Yes, when they have programs, we certainly do utilize the facilities, yes. And of course, with the grandchildren here, we certainly participate with them.
Yeah. You want to say hello? A little bit of a shy.
She's very shy.
This is wonderful. I tell you something, I've never seen an intergenerational opportunity like this, and apparently it's booming with people. I mean, they love it.
An awful lot of people here this morning.
We're not snowbirds. We live here full time, so it's wonderful that our children are here and that we're here to be with the grandchildren and the children.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a gift.
It is a gift. Special gift, absolutely.
Thank you for your time, and you're adorable. I love her outfit.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Okay, what a beautiful present.
Yes, we're so pleased with Ava's work and their beautiful gifts.
Yeah, what a lovely experience. I want to speak to your grandfather first, and then I want you to say a few words, okay? What do you think of this experience?
This is a great experience, and we've been coming here for several years because she is our third grandchild going through JCC.
Wow.
So we always enjoy the experience down here, and it's so great that there is such great participation in it, too.
I would say, I tell you, there's a lot of grandparents here. So what have you got to say? Do you love this day? What is your name?
Ava.
Ava. And how old are you, Ava?
3.
3. Oh, my goodness, you look I love your dress, and I love what you made your grandparents. And who is this little fella? Is this your friend? What's your name? Oh, you don't have to say anything. It's okay.
And she's going to...
What is his name? Woo?
Woo.
Really? Oh, my goodness. It's okay.
And she's going to spend the night with us.
Oh, so it's a whole... Oh, my goodness.
At Vero Beach.
Oh, terrific. Anyway, I think it's wonderful. I've had a most wonderful experience here. Thank you for being with us. Be with us again next week. We have another look into the Jewish world. Shalom from Mosaic.
Shalom.